Droogies, 'tis Unclejona here once again, and I'm back with a beer review. And I would like to say it's from the Belgian edition of the Beer 52 magazine, but I'm not sure if this is supposed to be in here because there is nothing about this brewery here. But if you look, there are only 4 breweries here. I don't know if it'll focus. There we go. There are only 4 breweries. So yet again, I'm getting 10 beers and they're only doing reports on 4 breweries. Okay, bit weird, but okay. But even more suspicious. Have a look at the map. Right, let me get it all in there. Right, you do a screenshot, pause the video or rewind, whatever you want to do. But what you will not find is this brewery anywhere on that map. Avaans. Now this is that weird brewery, and I'll show you the front of the can because it's a weird Kandinsky kind of art nouveau weird thing. It's their porter at 4%. And this is Beer 52's brewery basically in Belgium. Imported, etc., brewed by Avaans, blah blah blah. You try and find any details about this brewery, where it is, what's going on with it, etc. It is not possible. It is off the map. So I think Beer 52 are up to sneaky things, and yeah, brewing their own beer, not putting it on the map because sneaky, not doing an article about this brewery, not taking photos of the brewery because they do not want you to know where the brewery is. So, Beer 52, I know you listen to my videos sometimes. Why not write an article on Avaans? Get the lovely Robin Gilmore. I love her writing. She is one sexy lady. Get her to write an article about these guys and make sure you include some photos because I want to know this is not some weird contract setup brewery by you, Beer 52. I'm calling you out on this one. Anyway, let us see if this is a good beer or not. That's the other thing. So it's a porter, that well-known Belgian style. Yeah, right. Let me pour this beer for you, and then we will see. We shall talk, dear viewer. We have got Styrian Goldings, Brewer's Golden Magnum at the hops. We've got some wheat. We've got some caramel malt, chocolate malt, Munich malt. So it's got a bit of wheaty kind of stuff in there. Normal pale malt, and we have an addition of coffee. So it's going to have a bit of bitterness from the coffee under a finger's head, but that colour is fantastic. Carbonation is coming up as well. It's quite a gentle carbonation. Those 2 Scotch spears or Scotch ales or whatever you want to call them, the heavies, very similar looking beers to this, apart from they were a little bit more brown. This is a bit more dark black, shall we say. But this one's got coffee in. Right, I'll drop the can on the floor. let's do a quick, there we go, something like that. Pull that a little bit into the shot. And a cheeky grin from yours truly. Now, my beer reviews have been running a bit long of late, so I'm going to try my best in keeping this one short. I'm loving that head though. Look at that lovely creamy tan. Looks a little bit like it's not a nitro head, but it looks a little bit like it could be. Right, let's see what we're getting. Getting spiciness. We're getting tiny bit of kind of spruce, a bit of pine, that kind of thing, but we're getting a bitterness too, a dry bitterness, and that's no doubt coming from the coffee. This, I would be very surprised if it's a very sweet beer, although it does have a caramel malt in it. It's not on the nose. It's not like those unctuous, sweet, heavy beers from Scotland that we've been enjoying of late. A little bit of cream in there too, perhaps. Yeah, there's not any lacto. No, there's no lacto in here. Perhaps it's coming from the chocolate malt. I'm expecting this to be a little bit more bitter than I would usually like. They've described it as a light porter. Now, it doesn't have any oats in it either, which is unusual for a dark beer, like a porter, like a stout. Obviously, this one is a porter, but perhaps that's a Belgian thing. I know Belgian beers like using wheat more than they like using oats, so perhaps that is something to consider. And if this has truly been brewed in Belgium, I mean, it probably has been brewed in Belgium, but I'm suspecting perhaps contract brewed, maybe. Don't know. Do they not have oats in Belgium? Is there an oat shortage? Don't know. Anyway, let's dive into this. Cheers and beers, dear viewer. Hopefully you've been entertained so far. If you have, please click like, give me a thumbs up. If not, thanks for watching so far and enjoy the rest of the video. Cheers and beers. Wow. Oh, interesting. Yeah, really, really light on the mouthfeel. That coffee is punching through, but it's not super dark. It's not super espresso-like. This is a very light beer. There is bitterness there. Mm, there's a bit of spice in there too, spiciness. Be interesting to know what yeast they've used in here. Is it a Belgium yeast? I would expect it probably is. It's probably a house yeast of whatever contract brewer they're using. Huig is the most common one, but I'm not guaranteeing this is a Huig. I'm not sure how Avaans. Apparently they're talking Flemish, so yeah, North Belgium, Southern Holland crossover, blah blah blah. Wars were fought over such lands. Bit of nuttiness in there too. Really interesting, actually. Bit kind of grainy, but nothing really pronounced. No flavors and things are literally jumping out of the glass into my face. It's quite interesting. Go in for some more. Oh, it's a nice rounded bitterness. I mean, it is quite bitter. It's got a little bit of kind of chalkiness there too. You can taste the kind of wheat there. And if you look at that line there. My God, that is the fattest line I've ever seen. Wow, it looks a bit like a snake with the eye there, or maybe a snake eating another snake. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I've just seen on the back of my glass. I don't know if you can see that in the foam, what I'm looking at. People often accuse me of tripping balls. That looks like a dragon's head looking up. And there's another dragon, Eastern dragons, looking up, looking vertical. Absolutely crazy. Or from afar, perhaps it looks like a rabbit jumping out of the jaws of death of some sort of Eastern dragon. Not all beer reviewers give you such description of the head, of the foam. I really hope Charlie Bamford watches my videos. I doubt he does. But Charlie, if you're looking or watching this, foam watches for you, my brother. Whoa. Wow, that is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. Look at that amount of head, that foam on there. And there's no nitro on this bad boy. Look at that. Thick line and another thick line there. That's kind of making up for me with a kind of lack of flavour to this. But that in itself is not such a bad thing. As a beer, what was it? 4 point. No, 4 dead, 4%. For a porter, personally, I'd like a porter, my stouts indeed, to be a little bit stronger than just 4, but that's the way of the world. It's lovely, it's creamy, it's just a little bit watery. That's the only thing about this beer. Um, would you describe this as a porter? Maybe the imagination of a porter. A Belgium's, in inverted commas, a Scotch Belgium, imagining what a porter might be. Not 100% sure about this beer. It's not bad by any stretch. It is quite a nice beer, but it's nothing unbelievably special either. Maybe that's what porters are supposed to do. Don't know. And as usual, when you think you've drunk it all, with the dark beers, the ones that give loads of head, you've got a little bit left. But that, dear viewer, is for me to write up my notes for this video. There we go. That is the Avaans Porter. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this one a little bit shorter than usual because I tend to wax lyrical when I've had a drink, as you well know, if you're one of my lovely subscribers. If not, damn it, why not? This has been Unclejona. I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to do a back-to-back with the Avaans, trying to get them out of the way because I'm not 100% convinced they are a proper brewery. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know. Guys, please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember to drink Belgian beers. And I'll be back with an Avaans beer, and that's coming up real soon.